back to another video. So hard at it with digging. Last night, didn't end up filming it. We had a lot of hiccups. One issue being this tire. Well, not this tire anymore, but the tire that was on here had a nice long crack in it, and it was slowly leaking air. So every couple of rounds, I had my brother sit at the end of the field, and every couple of rounds he would come fill up my tire. So that was one, and a little bit rocky field, a little bit weedy. Chain hopped off on my digger. It was a whole big mess last night. It was late. Here's the old tire. Where is it? There's one crack, there's another one, and then this one right here was when we're spraying out real good. So yeah, busted tire. Had to park it right here at the barn. We swapped tires last night. That's the dual from the 245, which is currently in front of our peanut buggy. And I think they're gonna come out and fix it. Either, I don't think patch it, 'cause I don't think it's gonna work to patch it. I think they're just gonna put another tire on there or something. I'm not even quite sure. But regardless, we're servicing today morning. I just barely cleaned my air filter. Gonna clean up this hose, and then I'm gonna fill up my tractor with diesel, finish greasing, and then hopefully we can get after it. Essentials. For harvest, I started bringing a girly jug around. That way I can have ice cold water all day. That actually is kind of nice. Throughout the normal week, I always got my cooler, but now on the tractor, this tractor doesn't have the nice fancy cooler. So having ice cold water, I prefer ice cold water. I don't know, I find people that drink room temperature water ridiculous. Like how does that taste good? It's got to be ice cold. So cold to where it almost freezes your insides. Anyway, we're close to the barn here now. I'm gonna start on the next field. We're a little bit behind. Maybe one of these days, maybe we're gonna have to start doing day and night, you know, trying to knock out some acres faster. But got 60 acres right here, and then once this 60 is done, then we can move half a mile that way, that side of the barn, and then we got another 60 and another 120, so we can stay here by the barn for at least a day or two. All right, I centered myself there by the first couple of rows. Now I know where to drive in. I am worried a little bit that this field is gonna be too wet, but I guess we'll find out. That's blowing a little bit of dust, but that's at the end. I'll know a little more once I get further into the field. And looks like a good depth. Every field has been a little bit different. I love this little dial here on the side. I can just slowly click it, set where I want it. Oh, it's nice. I can slightly adjust it throughout the field. That little wheel it's definitely served its purpose already. flipping over beautifully. Almost looks like I can go maybe 2 clicks deeper. And we'll reset it. That looks like perfect moisture. Blowing just a little bit of dust, but it looks just ever so slightly wet. Oh yeah, I like it. This field is actually digging beautifully compared to the last couple of fields. That makes me happy. I wish they were all like this. Can't all have good stuff. Yeah, looks good, but I had a little bit of an issue, as you can tell. Look at all that root that I'm taking with. And then a couple rows later, here it's not as bad, but it got pretty bad in the middle of the field. But I was cutting very low. I was not very happy with it, but I'm very happy with the way it's flipping over. That actually looks really good. I just don't like all this root, but this field definitely has a lot more digger loss on it than some of the previous fields, but you know, still actually not that bad. But quite a bit of peanuts on there. You love to see it. It's not too dry, not too wet, pretty sandy. Oh yeah, this will work. Yeah, so far it's actually working really good besides the Bermuda grass. I mentioned it in the first peanut digging video of this year. We had a breakout of Bermuda grass this year. There's patches all over. I barely went through a spot and it clogged up the whole digger. It got heavy enough to where it pushed the bar down, and then it got caught on right before those little rattler wheels. It got caught, and then so I couldn't turn the chain anymore, so now I had to go take all that weight off, which it was practically pure dirt. It was a lot. But I peeled all that away, bent that bar back a little bit, and then now we're good to go again. Now we're rolling. I guess whenever I see those big patches of Bermuda grass, I'm gonna have to just go just a little bit slower through them, and I think we should be fine. And clogging it is not fun because it's just pure dirt, and at least it's not stickers. At least it's not stickers. But I guess it could be worse. But I am just really happy at how it's flipping over. It's just some of the other fields were not flipping over as good, but this field, it's doing really good. I like it. Well, we had 2 new tires at the barn. My dad's bringing them. Tire guys are here at the barn. Once I get to that end of the field, then I'll also head to the barn. We'll put a new tire on that dual, and then we'll take that dual off. They're putting a new tire on the dual that had the busted tire, and once they put the new tire on there, we'll put that dual back on here where it should be. And then this tractor will have 2 brand new dual tires. It's not ideal. Normally we would want to put new tires on the inside and then put those used ones on the duals. But these these inside tires are still in pretty decent shape. So, not decent, actually in really good shape. They still have a lot of tread on them. So we're just putting new tires on the dual since both of them look pretty bad. Well, this one doesn't look that bad, but we're still gonna replace it anyway, and then we're just gonna keep this one in the barn. Now, if all of a sudden the tire does go out, bust or anything, especially on a dual, then we can just quickly swap a tire. We still have it as a nice little spare, because it still has decent tread on it. It doesn't have any major cracks like the other tire had on it. Well, there was a slight change of plan. We weren't going to, but we figured might as well, because the tires that we ended up having in the barn as extras, we have 4 spare tires, brand new ones. 2 that we had, well, actually all 4 of them are the same, but the 2 that we brought over here, they're better tires, so we didn't want to put the better ones on the duals. So we, did a little bit of swapping. We put the main frame 2 tires, we put both those on each dual, took both dual tires off, so now one of those dual tires is a spare because the other one's just shot, and then we put 2 brand new ones on the main part of the tractor. So got all that done. That was almost 2 hours of break, about an hour 30, hour 45-ish. But finally done with all that. Now we can get back into the field and continue to dig some peanuts. Let's make up for some lost time. All right, first 60 acres is done. Ended up taking longer than expected, I guess. I mean, we didn't have a breakdown, but we did have a tire change. Our pit stops are not as fast. But 3:30, gonna move on to the next 60 acres. Let's see if we can knock out another. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, we wanted to finish this field today and possibly the next, right? Yeah. No. Probably not gonna happen. Guess what? Another breakdown. So excited! Oh my gosh, can we ever get a break from breakdowns? Golly, it's getting bad this year. I feel like every day I'm fixing something. Chain ripped. Yeah, that one's gonna be fun. That's always nice when a chain rips. Luckily I caught it quick enough to where it didn't do any serious damage, but still quite a bit of work. I just gotta take off. It's less work than if the chain hops off the sprocket. The other day that's what happened to me, and that was a lot more work. When the chain rips, you just yank everything off and then put everything back on. So that's what we're gonna be doing. It also looks like a slight storm coming our way. Well, just let's climb up here. Yeah, chain snapped, so completely loose here. Chain's broken there, and when it breaks like that, it breaks one link off, and you can't add 2 master links in there. It just doesn't work. So, putting new chains on. I guess we probably should have replaced the chains. Oh wow, look at that. Just glancing over here. Yeah, look, right there. It's also broken. Broken in 2 places, or both chains are actually broken. Normally you could put one new one on, leave another one on, but you wouldn't want to do it. It comes in a pack of 2 whenever you buy it. And it's better to have both the same to begin with. I guess they don't last 3 full years. So now we know for future to just put on new chains. All right, let's get to disassembling. One bar got stuck in there. I caught it fast enough to where it just bent. Looks like 2 bars maybe. So we'll take it all apart. We'll bend it back. Go from there. Got the whole chain and everything off of there. Now also going to let it down all the way and put my center link inward and then lift it back up. I also found a bearing out. Don't need a tractor running. So while we're at it, we're already fixing everything. And luckily, it's on the same one. Yeah. Broken bearing. All right, well, she is fixed. And she's ready to go again. And that's another 60 acres done. So that's 120 acres for today, and it's only 10 o'clock. So even with my 2-hour-long breakdown, with my chains ripping, and with changing the tires in the morning, looks like we still were able to finish 120 acres. And we're still gonna go to the next 60 acres. It's just the next field over, but we're gonna take the road.
Looks like there's a path here that goes to the road, or to the pivot, like with a truck. Is that potentially where the middle pivot is?
So we're trying to figure out now where to drive in. Gets a little specific. So head that way and we'll start on the next field. All right, don't let the bugs inside the cab. We're starting off right beside the road, and you got some tumbleweeds stuck there. We'll just pull that out. We're gonna see if we can find I guess you would call it a guest row. From where we planted, we should be able to find out. And thanks for turning off my lights. I was using those. Thank you. I think right here by this power line pole, and where this pivot currently is, yeah, here's a break in the rows, and yeah, can't see anything. So you'll have to take my word for it. But I'm gonna start counting, and then we'll find out where we can drive in. I will say though, that is the most...
Sure this was right?
Yes, I'm sure it was right. I counted. As long as you centered yourself where you were sitting, then you should be right.
Okay. I did move. I didn't center myself there. I just moved over 4 rows, and you were right. It was 4 rows, and I was zeroed.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that this field was 4 rows, I guess, to either side from the other field. But yeah, I hate starting new fields. If starting a new layer is different because you can take a look at your GPS, but starting new fields at night, it sucks because trying to figure out where the center of the field is, trying to figure out where your first rows are, that's always annoying. I don't like it. Never a big fan, but it's got to be done sooner or later. Well, I think I'm just gonna finish this pass and then we'll call it for today. It's midnight and we don't really feel like working till 2 o'clock tonight. I feel like we still want to get some sleep. So we'll get back after in the morning. We're actually making decent progress today. So far, no breakdowns. Fingers crossed. Let's hope we can have a good day. I know it is going to get a little rough here in about 30 seconds to a minute. It's not a big puddle, but you know, it stays wet kind of in this little low spot. That end of the field, however, has a big spot like that, and I'm dreading going over there because I know it's going to be wet. I know it's going to dig terribly. I know there's gonna be a lot of dirt on the peanuts. And earlier I had the pass right beside them. I looked in the valley trying, there's still a little bit of standing water. So I got my differential lock on just in case, but I have a feeling that it's gonna get a little wet. I think it gets a little wetter maybe next pass or the pass over. But guess we'll see what'll happen here in just a second. Yeah, there's still a little bit of standing water down there. I'm gonna slow down just a little bit. I'm not spinning. Tires are getting muddy though, and yeah, it's just, oh, look at all that nasty gunking up and everything. Oh, that's terrible. That's a mess. Combine drivers are gonna love me for that one. Nothing I can do about it though. Making a lot more progress than yesterday.
Yes.
Are those peanuts? No, that's cotton over there. We're digging peanuts. Yeah, we just finished that field. We're gonna move on to the next side of the field, and then this field should be done, and then we can move further north. Hopefully no breakdowns today. So we got through the whole puddle, and it surprisingly wasn't as bad as what we were expecting. It was, the one valley track still had a little bit of sitting water in it, but it was fine. It was a little muddy, not as bad as that one puddle on that end of the field, but overall not bad. It's quite a bit of dirt on the peanuts though, so the combine drivers are still gonna hate us, but regardless, we got through it. We're here on the last layer now. We got to do 6 more rounds on this layer, and then we got a little bit left over. It's usually like 3 rounds, sometimes like 2.5, give or take, depending on how big the field is. But then, so it's just that little bit in this layer. So we're almost done. And after we're done, then we gotta head up north to some more acres. One more field, one more 60 acres of Virginias, and then we're headed on to runners. And runners, we can go faster. Hopefully it'll be smoother. A lot of it is planted in flat, in just like a wheat stubble. The wheat is not going to be an issue, just flat. I'm a little bit concerned about it, just due to harder ground and just a whole different style of issues. You know, if it's a little bit rocky, it might cause some issues. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be flat ground, it'll be runners, so there's not going to be as much digger loss, but we'll cross that bridge once we get to the runners. But for now, we'll worry about finishing this field and heading on to the last field of Virginias. Just about done here. One more round, 16 more rows. All right, done with 120 acres, which we did a little bit yesterday, so we technically didn't do full 120 acres. But now that we're done, we're gonna move up north. I'm just gonna clean off my digger a little bit. I ended up snagging a tumbleweed at the edge of the field here. That was a big one. Don't need that on my digger. A couple more right here. They do tend to get very annoying. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go on the move.
That guy should be banned from the road.
And well, we're not gonna work more today. We're gonna take a little breather. Won't be a late day every day. We'll get at least a little bit of break every now and then. So that will be this day. Tomorrow will most likely be a late day. And the day after that, Saturday, our goal is to finish everything by next week, Saturday. I think it should be possible. It should be doable. Good pace, as long as there's no breakdowns. Even if there are a few breakdowns, we still should be able to get it all done next week. by the end of next week Saturday pretty easily. So that's anyways our goal. But as for this video, as always, I do appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.